I've been working on this video for a few days, and coincidentally, it is coming out at the same time when there is a fresh debate happening in the industry about the feasibility of game subscriptions. But let me not get into that right now. The purpose of this video is not to talk about whether video game subscriptions are good or bad. There's no right or wrong answer because every consumer has their own needs and every developer has their own results from using these subscriptions. So let's not spend time discussing that. This video is simply to list the sheer number of choices that a consumer has to buy video game subscriptions in early 2024. Just one note before we start. Since we have a lot of subscriptions to cover, I won't be going deeper into each tier of each subscription. Most of the time, I will just talk about the highest tier available for each subscription to look at the best value it offers. Let's begin. First, we have to talk about Xbox Game Pass. It was not the first ever subscription to be introduced, but certainly the most impactful one because many of the subscriptions in this list probably only exist because they were inspired at least in part by the success of Game Pass. Launched in 2017, Xbox Game Pass offers a huge catalog of games, most of which are playable across two platforms, Xbox and Windows PC. 3 if you consider cloud gaming as a separate platform. Cloud gaming isn't available in all countries at the moment, but there are workarounds for that. The biggest benefit of subscribing to Game Pass is that you get to play all titles published by Xbox Game Studios on day one. Next, let's talk about PlayStation Plus. Offered by Sony, this subscription service is available only on one platform spread across two devices, the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Similar to Xbox, it also offers cloud gaming, but not on the same scale as Xbox. More importantly, Sony doesn't include any of its first-party games into the subscription on day one. Instead, you can expect them somewhere between 1 to 2 years after their release. Apart from this one change, the rest of the catalog is mostly similar to what Xbox offers. A wide range of third-party games, including older titles from previous console generations. PlayStation Plus as it exists now is actually an evolution of an older subscription service called PlayStation Now. That existed before Game Pass did, but didn't take off in the way Sony expected. Rounding off the subscriptions offered by console platform holders, we have Nintendo Switch Online from Nintendo. It is vastly different from Xbox and PlayStation in that it doesn't offer any modern games as part of the subscription. Instead, it relies entirely on the much older catalog of games from the 1980s and 90s, providing users a method to play games from multiple generations on a single device. As such, the price of the subscription is also relatively cheaper. Moving on to mobile platform holders, let's talk about Apple Arcade, the gaming subscription offered by Apple for its iOS devices. While it is primarily targeted at iPhone users, what's interesting about this subscription is that all the games in the catalog are also playable on iPad and macOS. So if you're heavily invested in the Apple ecosystem, it makes sense to also invest in an Apple Arcade subscription. Similarly, on the Android side of things, we have Google Play Pass. This is not a true gaming subscription, although it does advertise itself primarily using games. Apart from games, you also get access to a variety of premium apps and tools which are a bit of hit or miss. The games catalog also has a wide mix of games, but I have to say it isn't as appealing as the catalog offered by Apple Arcade. Since we are on the topic of mobile, we might as well talk about Netflix games. It is one of the newest entrants to the world of video game subscriptions, and as such, it is still finding its identity. The initial promise, which Netflix has maintained so far, is that you get to play a wide selection of games without ads or in-app purchases. But since you need a paid Netflix subscription for that, early results indicate that not a lot of people are actually showing interest in using Netflix for games. Rumors suggest that Netflix is now considering including games in its free tier as well, but those would be ad-supported. Whatever happens next, it is certainly interesting to see what a company like Netflix can do for the gaming space. Next, let's talk about Humble Choice. Coming from the charity-focused company Humble Bundle, This subscription is ideal for people who don't like subscriptions because of the concept of game ownership. Unlike other subscriptions, with Humble Choice, you get full ownership of the games that you claim each month. So if you cancel your subscription, you don't lose access to your games that you have claimed every month. It is only available on the PC platform though, so console players are out of luck here. Moving on, we have Nvidia's GeForce Now. This is another unique offering because it is a gaming subscription that doesn't actually offer any games, at least not directly. GeForce Now is actually a subscription to play on Nvidia's cloud computing platform, giving you access to a gaming PC from any device that you choose, whether it's a mobile, laptop, PC or TV. You sign into the platform and then you can stream the games that you already own through the cloud onto your device. In other words, this subscription is ideal for those who either don't own a gaming PC or have to travel away from their gaming PC but would still like to play their games. There's also other limitations like the exact catalog of games depending on the publisher's willingness to be included in the service, and the amount of time you can stream per session also varies. But all that put aside, GeForce Now is truly the first successful cloud gaming subscription service, something that even a company like Google couldn't achieve with their failed Stadia experiment. On the topic of cloud gaming, the latest entrant to this market is Amazon Luna. It is a little over 3 years old at this point and is yet to launch on a global level, so it is too early to predict whether it will survive this unproven market. But on the surface, it works like a slightly better version of Stadia. For one subscription, you get access to a catalog of games that you can stream to a device of your choice. What makes Luna different is that there are multiple channels that each provide access to a different catalog of games, similar to subscribing to different channels on a TV. But Luna isn't the only subscription that Amazon offers. They also have Prime Gaming, which is included as part of their Amazon Prime subscription. As part of this service, members get access to a rotation of games that they can keep forever, which is similar to Humble Choice. On top of that, Prime Gaming also offers additional perks in the form of in-game content for a variety of popular games such as Apex Legends, EA Sports FC, Destiny 2 and many others. Let's now move on to EA Play. This is actually one of the oldest subscriptions of our times. It started out as EA Access in 2014, way before Xbox Game Pass. In spite of all the hate it gets, it's a bit of a surprise that EA was actually one of the pioneers of console-based game subscriptions. This subscription is different based on which device you play on and what games are available through EA on that device. The best value offered is through the PC version of EA Play, which not only offers almost the entire catalog of games published by EA, but also games from other publishers as well. That said, the majority of what EA publishes are sports games, so this subscription is of a good value only if you're a fan of sports or racing games. Also, if you are already subscribed to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, then you get access to the basic version of EA Play on Xbox and PC. If you want the highest tier, however, you have to subscribe separately on PC. Next up is Ubisoft Plus. This is similar to EA Play. It mostly offers games from a single publisher, in this case Ubisoft. The key difference is that while the best version of EA Play, which offers the most premium versions of each game, is only available on PC, Ubisoft Plus offers a similar tier on Xbox as well as PC. Right now there is no such tier on PlayStation, but there is a lower tier called Ubisoft Classics, which is available as part of PlayStation Plus. Ubisoft Plus also plays nice with other companies. It is included as a channel on Amazon Luna, and it also has cloud streaming rights for Activision Blizzard games, which it hasn't really started using yet. All said and done, Ubisoft Plus is a better subscription than EA Play simply because of the sheer variety of genres in which Ubisoft publishes games. That pretty much wraps up the subscriptions which offer multiple games to play for one price. There are a bunch of smaller ones like Utomic, which I haven't mentioned in detail because they are very niche and not as well known as the bigger players. But the general concept they use is the same. pay a fixed sum of money per month and get access to a whole catalog of games of varying quality. Now let's talk a bit about another type of subscription. These are subscriptions for individual games which either give you access to play the game or provide an additional incentive to play the game. The best examples for this type of subscription are two of the most popular MMOs in the market, World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV Online. These are some of the very few games that still require you to pay a monthly subscription just to play the game. You still have to buy the game itself as well as their expansions separately. They do have some limited demos that will let you try the game first, but to access the full version, you have to buy the base game, and then on top of that, you have to pay the monthly subscription just for the privilege of being able to play the game. It's arguably an outdated model that most new MMOs will not dare to use in 2024, but since these two games are so old, in World of Warcraft's case, the game will turn 20 years old soon. They have built a legacy audience that has got into a habit of paying a monthly subscription and will not stop so easily now. Then there are subscriptions for games that are meant to serve as an add-on than simply to give access to the game. This has been a more recent trend which is slowly catching on as an alternative to offering microtransactions. Subscriptions like Fortnite Crew, GTA Plus, Dota Plus, ESO Plus, and Fallout First are aimed at super fans of the game who have already spent hundreds or even thousands of hours in the game and are now happy to spend a little more money each month to get some kind of benefit in return. Out of all these, GTA Plus is a really odd subscription because apart from offering in-game benefits to GTA Online, it also offers access to older Rockstar Games titles, which it claims will be rotating often, and includes games on both consoles and mobiles. I think part of the reason they included this benefit is that the actual in-game benefits for GTA Online seem rather poor and not very enticing. But anyway, all these add-on subscriptions are not targeted at the casual players, and so those who find value in them will continue subscribing to them, which is why they still exist. Video game subscriptions have had a long and interesting history. Some of the earliest subscriptions existed as far back as the 1980s. So the idea of paying a monthly fee to play games and not to own them is not exactly new. But in today's digital age, the subscriptions we have arguably offer a much better value for money. Of course, it's still unclear if the current business models will be sustainable for a long time without drastically raising prices. But at least for 2024, subscribers of these services have an exciting year to look forward to. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.